Hi, my name is Jason Nunn. I'm going to do my presentation on training the 60 plus generation. I think that this is a very good niche that some trainers can get into. Just a little background on myself. I've been doing this for about 10 years now. This is my 10th year in the industry, and I've worked with everyone from Division I and professional athletes to 60, 70, 80 plus year old individuals. A lot of my business currently is in the baby boomer market, at least for the adult fitness part of what I do. We train athletes too, but the big portion of the adults that train at my gym are 50 and 60 plus. So, and I think that that's where a lot of the trainers kind of miss the boat. I feel like that's a niche that's a huge profit center for a lot of clubs, and either they miss the boat or they just don't train them effectively. The 60 plus generation, think about this, they control more than 80% of personal financial assets. That's a lot. They do more than 50% of all the consumer spending. They buy 77% of all the prescription drugs. They buy 61% of all the over-the-counter drugs. They also account for about 80% of all leisure travel. So basically, they have the biggest need for fitness because they're not healthy, and they have the most money to spend on training. So to me, that's kind of a win-win. They need us, and we need them. So, because every trainer needs money. So in training the 60 plus generation, the biggest thing that you need to think about is like, what's their motivation? Like, what is getting them in the gym? Is it for appearance? Like, why did they walk in your door? Are they interested in changing their appearance, or do they want to focus on function and health? I'll tell you right now, of all the ones that I have, probably 70-80% are more focused on function and health than they are appearance. That's not to say that they don't want to look good. That's just saying that they want to be able to do things like pick up their kids. They want to be able to ride a bike. They want to be able to go for a walk, go skiing, or whatever. And they're looking at us to help them do that. So we need to design our program to make sure that we're doing those sorts of things, so that we're keeping them able to do those sorts of things. So it needs to, I hate to use the word functional, but we need to make sure that we're not just doing isolated bodybuilder style training with them. It needs to be regional interdependent. It needs to be something that's going to carry over to everyday life. So that's a huge part, I think, that's missing in a lot of gyms. Like we see the selectorized equipment and all this other stuff. So that's where we can train. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you, because I want to keep this, like I said, under 5 minutes. So I'm going to give you some of the stuff that we may go over in a hands-on, some different lower body, upper body exercises we might be able to do with them. All right.
For our 60 plus clients, when they first come in, they have what Jonna used to call upper and lower cross syndrome. For the upper cross syndrome, basically what you have is you have really tight pecs and sternocleidomastoid, and so basically what they end up with is that forward head, forward shoulder posture. So that's going to contribute to a lot of their back pain, shoulder pain, things like that. And they're also very weak or inhibited, what you call it, in their serratus anterior and their lower traps. So what we want to do is we want to get them back into a neutral spine and out of that upper cross, lower cross posture. So one of the exercises we use to do that is called the push-up plus. With the push-up plus, most people when they come in aren't going to be able to do it from their toes, so we have them come down to their knees, their palms slightly externally rotated, and you're just going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and then press apart. So again, squeeze together and then press apart. What we're working on there is just getting that proper scapular function and strengthening their serratus anterior and their lower traps a little bit more so that it can pull them out of that bad posture.